Hey guys, it's JP, and in this video we are going to look at the running form of the fastest half marathon runner in the world, Zersenay Tadese. He is considered to have great running economy, which basically means he is very efficient when he runs. However, his form is a bit more unique compared to the other elite long distance runners we have seen before. Now, let's get into this running analysis and uncover a little bit of what makes him so efficient. The first thing we will look at is the feet. Most previous long distance runners we have recently analyzed have landed on the mid or forefoot, but Tadese lands a little bit differently. He lands closer to the heel, and for appropriate terminology we will call this rear foot landing. Now, rear foot landing, aka heel striking, gets a bad reputation in terms of running efficiently. However, Zersenay is considered to be very efficient when he runs. So why might this be the case? Well, this may show that the way the foot lands may be not as significant as where it lands in relationship to the body's center of mass. For optimal stride length, you want your foot to land right under the body's center of mass, which is usually under or a little bit in front of the hips. Usually, when people land on the rear foot, they tend to overstride, which means to take a little bit too big of a step, which causes the foot to land too far in front of the body. This is what really causes the braking mechanism to occur, which adds to wasted energy. In Zersenay's case, even though he lands on the rear foot, his foot lands right around the front of the hips, which is under the center of mass, allowing for optimal stride length. Now let's move up to the knees. At this point, there's really nothing special happening right on the knees compared to any other elite runner. However, I do want to point out how stabilized his knees are as his foot begins to support his body weight. As you land on the foot, as you transition from swinging the foot forward to landing on the ground, the supporting leg has to support about 3 to 4 times your body weight. The muscles in the legs need to be strong enough to support these forces. When they are not, it usually ends up causing inward collapse of the knees, which can lead to injury. For Tadese, or any elite runner, they usually have the strength to support this weight and maintain alignment of the knees without excessive lateral movement occurring in the joint. Now, at the hips, we can see great hip mobility going on. This can be seen from when he drives the knees to the front to when he propels forward on the leg. Having this mobility allows for cyclic movement to occur. Similar to the concepts of the wheels on a car, this movement allows for efficient pathing of the foot as it propels the body forward and makes its way to landing on the ground again. This is part of what allows him to maintain such high cadences when he runs. Casual runners typically have about 160 to 170 steps per minute, while elite runners typically have about 180 steps per minute. In this clip, Tadese has a cadence of about 200 steps per minute. The other crazy part of this is that he's not even sprinting at this point, but he is still pacing during this time of the clip. When you combine his efficient stride length, mentioned when we were looking at where the foot lands, with his incredibly quick cadence, may add up to one of the reasons why his running economy is so great. Now, let's move on to the arms. Looking closely at the movement of the arms, you can see that he keeps them up high and close to his body. He also shows minimal elbow flexion and extension occurring at the joint. Instead, most of the movement occurring is actually happening at his shoulders, as you can see here. Now, as I've mentioned before, even though arm movement varies across runners, as long as the arms counteract the rotational forces produced from the activation of the leg muscles, they have accomplished one of the main purposes of arm movement during running. This time, we are going to look at the trunk and the head together. From the trunk up, you can see that he has a more relaxed running posture compared to most runners. Most elite long distance runners tend to keep their bodies stabilized with minimal lateral movement. However, Zersenay presents with continuous rhythmic swaying of the body and head side to side. As he shifts his weight onto the supporting leg, his whole body laterally shifts toward that side as well. While most people would say that he's wasting a lot of energy, you can also waste energy by stiffening too much at the upper body. Some people tend to stiffen up their upper body so much that it restricts the natural movement of the body during running. Doing so may also cause decreased energy efficiency to occur. Finding the balance between a completely relaxed posture and excessive stiffness may be key to improving your running form. And that's all for this quick analysis of the running form of Zersenay Tadese. Even though he is currently the world record holder of the half marathon, he's definitely someone to keep watching out for in future marathons. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really love all the feedback you guys have given me. Thank you for commenting which runners to analyze, as I have always been impressed by them when I research them. So please continue to keep commenting which runners you would like me to analyze next. And as always, thank you for watching.